Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sagas of the Shimmering Seas. This is the Chosen Few, and we are having a good time. Let's jump on into it. So, we have a little bit of a moment here of potential little bit of rest. I don't know if I'd really call it recuperation, but a little bit of rest at least. For you all just defeated General Kalras, who was directly in charge of the invasion. He showed up and instead of fleeing, you guys decided to double down and try and hit him, and it worked. I'm a little surprised it worked, just to be honest. That was some wild stuff, um, but it did, and I'll take it. So, you guys have defeated the literal scion of the Empire in charge of conquering and this planet, and also destroyed a church where they make new troops. So you guys are doing what we say good work um, in terms of this planet and its various it's various everything.
We're not
And
exactly keeping a low profile, though.
yes, that is definitely true. You are definitely not keeping a low profile, and it hasn't been without losses. We lost some treants who are helping us out, and also some eyeballs. Um, Pardon me, that was a little mean, but I also found it funny. I hope you found it funny too, Nika. Yes, so it hasn't been without losses, but your little crew returns to the encampment and finds yourself with Lyra and Kalima back at the encampment. If you have not taken a long rest, take a long rest. Everyone should be at full health. You can actually take 2 long rests because it's a 2 day long travel to get back to the encampment, or 3 days. I forget how long it was. But either way, you're not ambushed on the way back, so you make it back to the plant. Isn't that nice? And
Is Lyra Narash's mom?
mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha. We haven't seen her for a while, so
Yes, yeah, she's in charge of the rebellion. Um, Nominally, what's left of it. So, yeah, that's where we are. Um, I think I just want to have like a moment here to open up the table to potential conversations in camp, to check in on each other, to any NPCs you want to talk to, or each other that you might want to talk to. I just want to sort of open that up as a possibility. I guess I'll jump around the table a little bit. Timothy, you have anyone you want to chat with?
Um. Uh. Yeah, we'll do this in game. Timothy will go over to Thea.
Nice.
Uh, Thea. It was I have to say I admire your combat maneuvers. You and I seem to really uh, fight the same way.
Yeah, I lost track of you a couple times. You're
Yeah,
pretty good.
likewise. Which I feel like that means we were doing a good job.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Oh.
think the others like that though. I mean, they got hit a lot.
Yeah, it was maybe a little unfair, but it's always great to be able to hit from hidden spot.
Yeah, and it's always good to ensure that at least one of us will survive the combat.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, I couldn't help but notice you happen to pick up a very beautiful looking bow back there.
Oh, you mean this? And she's like twirling it around.
And every time you
yes,
get poked by a thorn.
Yeah. Ow.
yes, that bow. Hmm.
It's kind of cool, but it's kind of annoying too.
Oh, yes. Well,
Maybe just because that general was really annoying.
could be. Look, I'll get right to the point. You have a cool laser gun also, and I don't know. I was just thinking maybe I could borrow this bow for a while.
You want to borrow this thorny bow?
Yes, I mean, well, yeah. See, you don't even like it that much.
I mean, it's kind of cool. It's like pretty big.
Yeah, sure, but you know it hurts, right? So you don't mind, right?
Uh, yeah, I guess you have pretty calloused hands. Maybe it won't hurt you as much.
Oh yeah, I'm used to getting pricked by hooks and all kinds of things all the time.
Here, try it out. Hand it over.
Oh, thanks. Timothy tries it out.
Yeah, your fingers fit perfectly between the thorns.
Huh? That's strange. You know, maybe it was user error. I don't know.
Whatever. And I like well, let's just both aim for that tree, that divot in the tree right there.
Fine.
And I take out my longbow.
Make a shot. Let's see who's better. Higher number wins. Roll a d20 plus mod. He gets a 23.
This will be at +3, whatever it is.
Yep. So you tie. You guys, your arrows hit the
Pretty good.
exact same spot on the tree.
Think I just look at Timothy with like a look of recognition. All right, yeah. Have fun with that one.
Thanks. You know what? I owe you one. So if you need something, let me know. Especially if it's fish related.
I'll always come to you if it's fish related.
Excellent. Wonderful. Nova.
Yeah. I think Nova like has been kind of distracted for a while and just now noticed that Selexa's eyes are missing.
Yeah, Selexa, what do you look like? Just out of curiosity, like how does this manifest? Like this was radiant light that burnt out, whatever you, but like, also it's your character and however you want to look is your call. This could be like there's very little physical depiction, or you could like be wearing like a mat. I don't know. Like you could be doing anything you want in terms of how you want to present this.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that um, yeah, I think that her eyes are just black now, so it looks they you almost can't tell if they're like, are they just really dark, or are they like pits or craters there, or what? Like it just looks black, so it's really hard to tell like what's going on with them. I also think that you'll probably she's been she hasn't really been seen without Kumi for a while. Kumi has been hanging out with her, like sitting on her shoulder, or on the other side of the room, or like they've been a lot more present in the time since they've returned home.
Visibly, not invisibly.
Visibly, well, because Kumi often is like they come and go, right? Like they'll be in a pocket dimension, or they'll be sometimes just off doing their own thing. Selexa often just kind of lets them have the run of like whatever they like to do. But they've been spending more time like hanging around. And you'll probably notice them watching you more if you're hanging out around Celexa.
Okay, Nova, you're seen.
Oh my God, Celexa, what happened to your eyes?
I mean, you were there, I think. Like, I don't know. What happened? We were all there together. What happened to your eyes? What's your excuse?
Ugh. I mean, I was just getting wailed on the whole time. Sorry.
Oh. Yeah, are you okay? I didn't really see what happened.
No, I'm fine. It's just like it's just a flesh wound. But you're can you see? Nova waves her hand in front of Slex's face.
Um Kumi throws a grape at the back of Nova's head from, like, sitting on like a shelf on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
And I think it pegs Nova like right in the temple.
Hey.
I mean, kind of. I get a little help sometimes.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. So I guess our number one mission is getting you some eyes back, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I guess I didn't. Is it weird to say I didn't even really think about that? I guess if there's a way, but how do you I've already talked to somebody about it and they didn't have any suggestions. I don't know, what do you think? Who would we even ask?
I mean, last time we had problems, like some good old restoration helped, so maybe we could try that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know as much about that kind of magic. Maybe we should, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Narash can help. I guess we should ask.
Yeah, because I'm sure Kumi has better things to do.
Kumi definitely throws another grape at you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cramping his style for sure.
We just got to think of Kumi in these troubling times.
I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, I don't know. I thought for a moment that he might have got you.
Yeah, I had some bad feelings too. There was definitely a time when I thought for sure he was gonna just like kill me just in like a second or two, and then something happened and he wasn't able to.
Good luck for you, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta have some good luck because definitely wasn't lucky on that battlefield.
Did you find anything cool? Like, I didn't really stick around.
Yeah, I think Thea found this bow, and I think Timothy's been eyeing it, so we'll see what happens with that. And
Wish I could be on the be a fly on the wall for that interaction.
I know, right? And let's see, we found some weird ruby boots, and we
Ruby
found
boots,
a sapphire buckler, and I don't know that I can use any of those, but I'm sure someone will enjoy them.
You immediately hear a voice in your head, Nova, that says, "Why would you want to use any of those? You've got me."
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You see Nova just kind of talking to herself for a second.
I did tell you that I just need to destroy like one more big cool thing, right?
Why just one?
Well, I mean, and then I power up.
Oh, you left out that part.
Oh. Oh, well, that's one of the reasons why I like destroying things.
Oh, okay. Yeah, keep an eye out for some good stuff.
So I'm curious, like when Nova's talking to her sword, does she just like, does her face just kind of like go slack and like she gets like a 1,000-yard stare, or what does that seem like?
I think that Nova kind of just like brings up Ruin and is looking at it and just like actually having a conversation with the sword, but you can't
Sword
hear.
that's not saying anything. I love it.
Oh, like she's talking out loud and the sword is like responding back to her.
Yeah.
Like in her head. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably lets this go on for 30 seconds or so, and then another grape pelts you in the face.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah, so we'll figure out how to get you some eyes back, and then maybe we'll take out the communications hub or something.
Yeah. I'm sure it can't be that hard, right?
Yeah, I mean, this wasn't hard, clearly.
I do wonder. I've been thinking about the princess a lot. I feel like she must know who we are at this point.
Yeah, with all that thinking about the princess, I'm sure Cat's Grace is getting jealous.
Oh yeah, that guy. I guess. Yeah, it's things have been so different since we've been here. It feels like another life when we were. I don't know. It almost feels like we're on another planet. It's crazy.
Weird.
Yeah. Maybe we should go talk to Narash and his mom. And see what they think.
Sounds good.
Okay. Speaking of Narash, I think I'm going to turn to Narash and see if Narash wants to have a scene.
Yeah, I was gonna invite Timothy to go noodling, and also invite Kalima as a little bit of a sort of looking for olive branch.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go to Kalima with some mud tea, and find Timothy and say, hey, let's just all take a second and relax and do some fishing.
Oh, great! Sure. Should I bring my pole?
You can, but I'm going to show you a different technique.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
So,
yes, I could use a little bit of a reprieve.
Great. And I kind of like pat Kalima on the back and lead them to a muddy little pond where I demonstrate the noodling technique for sucker fishes, which is essentially like noodling for catfish, but it's just critical that when you get a bite, you grab the fish within 2 seconds, or it could attach and start to do damage.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Okay. Well, you obviously are well practiced at this. So, Narash, why don't you make a dex saving throw? And I feel like I want Timothy. Is this something that you've ever done before? Or is this like a totally new way of fishing, or what would you say?
Oh gosh. I feel like we have to canonically say that this is an off-planet way of fishing, right?
Yeah, that sounds totally appropriate to me. So make a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage.
Okay. I'm going to use guidance on myself because I definitely want to look good here.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, beautiful. Hey, look at that. Yeah.
So glad I used my nat 20 on this one.
I am also glad you used your nat 20 on this one. Yeah, sounds good to me. So you are slick. You are fast. You grab some fish. And out there while you're fishing, you have a moment for the three of you to sort of laze about in. Is it nighttime fishing? Are we in the light of Elia?
Yeah, it's dusk.
It's dusk.
The moon is rising. And I'm going to just, as we're just kind of chilling out and sipping on the dregs of our mud tea, I'm going to say to Kalima, I just want to say how much I admired the way you fought and the way you sacrificed yourself. I know not everything went the way you planned, but I regret that I tried to exert any kind of control over you, and I just want to say it's an honor to fight next to you.
The Empire very rarely allows things to go according to plan. And I may have been a little harsh to you, brother, when you came back.
Thank you. But the truth is, I know I was always a little bit of a ne'er-do-well, and I didn't nominate myself to go out on that mission, but I've learned a lot since then, and I hope that I can continue to protect Dregma and be a better leader and part of the circle than I was before.
Well, I'm glad that you found your comrades and that they have helped you grow into someone more than talented. Someone skilled.
That means a lot. Please take this suckerfish. How's it going over there, Timothy?
Timothy like emerges from underwater and spits out a big stream. I think I found a large mother, maybe way back in their den. I'm gonna hold on.
Oh, suckerfish roe, my favorite.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Kalima, what do you think our next step should be?
This is not a strategic choice. But I think we should rescue people from the prison.
It's time to set Father free.
Yes.
I agree. Let's talk to the others and consult with Leia.
Yes.
And then I had thought of this before Celexa and Nova's conversation, but I wanted to do an Arcana check to see if I would know of some sort of restorative power on our planet that could potentially help with Celexa's sight.
Interesting. No, you do not. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Thea, do you have a scene you want to have?
Well, one thing that I was lacking last time was like healing potions. I wonder if there's anybody in this camp who like would sell me some or give me some or
Sure, yeah. So one of the situations that's rough right now is that we are in a revolution thing and struggling to survive. That being said, Rudolum probably knows a thing or two about healing potions. Rudolum the Mushroom Man.
yeah.
Or possibly, yeah, Rudolum would know something.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
You want to seek out Rudolum?
Yeah. I approach Rudolum. Hey, how's it going?
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is a much more polite way to approach someone.
I was raised very polite.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me that you would come and speak to me at a time like this. So how can I help you, Thea?
Well, I know you know a lot about potions and everything. I assume. Do you have any healing potions that
Couple.
maybe? What's that?
I have a couple.
A couple. Might I borrow some from you or purchase some from you?
Borrowing? What would borrowing entail? You want to hold it for a little while and give it back?
Maybe if I got one later, I'd give you one in exchange.
So a long-term trade.
Right. I was just thinking we're doing a lot of fighting lately, and to protect the rebellion, we might need some extra potions.
Yes, of course. You might need some extra potions to protect the rebellion. Yes, of course. Well, we can absolutely make do. We don't exactly have a lot, but how about this? The trade will be this: I will give you some healing potions, and you will save the planet.
That is the goal. That is the goal.
That feel like a reasonable trade to you?
I think we have a deal.
We have a deal. I don't have a hand to shake.
Right. Sorry. I just nodded.
And the mushroom head bobs down and nods right back at you. Yeah, I'll give you. Let's see. I think he's got. Let me see what sort of stores or resources are in. We're in bad shape, guys. Okay, we are down to resources 2 points. Cool. So let's do. Let's see. I'll give you. Geez. I can give you 2 of the weak healing potions, and 2 of the third tier. So 2 2d4s and 2 8d4s.
Okay.
That's what I got.
Sounds good. Too tall, too venti. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Well, thank you.
Yep. Happy to provide some assistance to the people who are busy saving us. Okay. And then I think we have Celexa. Celexa, do you have a scene you want to have?
I think the only scene besides like Nova coming to visit, I think that the only scene is of just Celexa and Kumi just kind of hanging out. I probably I'm imagine on the first day, Celexa was probably mostly like kind of hanging out in her room. And then I think by the second day, I think they're like, found a spot outside and maybe like just kind of perched on a next to a tree or something like that, just sort of it's been a while since there's been downtime like this. And yeah, so she's definitely being uncharacteristically quiet. And Kumi's just kind of doing their thing, you know, like they're kind of like hanging out in the tree branches, and they do like, you know, the, yeah, exactly, like gimpy stuff. And the only other thing I can think of, I think that Celexa might try giving Kumi her harmonica to play with.
Ooh, absolutely. Yeah. Kumi absolutely can use the harmonica.
I would kind of enjoy, like canonically, if considering how, like, Celexa was never really a talented musician to begin with, and then she was pushed to tone deafness. I would kind of enjoy canonically if Kumi was like really like was kind of a natural and was much better at it than she was.
I love it. Yeah. Kumi is absolutely a little bit of a natural. He is they're like fluid on it, and immediately they're, you know, I don't know, they're recreating Bob Dylan tunes or something.
Okay, so that's kind of where I think I'll leave the scene, is with Kumi hanging upside down by their tail from a tree branch, and
playing harmonica upside down.
Playing the, like, riffing on the harmonica, and Celexa is sitting underneath and smiling, and that's the
and yeah, so I think we see you there sort of relaxing, almost like oddly idyllic on this swamp planet for a moment. This place, I think we get just like this momentary realization when we're staring that like Celexa looks oddly comfortable, but here she's without her eyes, and also this planet is like someplace that she specifically found miserable for a long time. And so there's this odd little moment of growth or realization. And then a shout comes over the camp. There's a ship on the horizon. There's a ship coming, a ship on the horizon.
Is it one of yours?
Not one that we know of. It's definitely Imperial, but it could have been commandeered, but it's not one that we know we've commandeered. They're flying our colors.
Garash, do they know that we're here? Or do they know that the rebellion is here?
The Empire?
Yeah.
I think they may have some inclination of where we are, because I think they just haven't taken the time to stomp out this area, because it's a one little bit of strength. But I can't say for sure if that's a real Imperial boat. And I think sorry, I started to say something out of game, but I'm just going to continue. I think we need to check. And with that, I'm going to turn into a gull, and from a safe height, go take a look at the ship.
Absolutely. You fly over to the ship, and what you see on the deck is Salman, your father.
Whoa! Do I see other...
Lots of other Dregmans. Many that you thought were lost or imprisoned.
I'm just overcome with emotion, and I'm going to circle down closer before I land, I'm just gonna take one more pass close by to see if I can observe like any celestials or any sign that they're in some way enchanted.
Yeah, why don't you roll a perception check for me? Cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
The captain's quarters are closed and locked, and everyone on the deck seems to be like avoiding them as much as possible. Even like if they could walk in a straight line, if that straight line would bring them near the captain's quarters, they walk in an arc to be as far away from it as possible.
It's I think Narash is so conflicted because there's his father, and he really wants to just land and embrace him and talk to him, but it's unusual. I mean, um, it's just strange behavior and something seems off. So I'm gonna fly back to shore and just tell everyone something is strange, something is not right on that ship. The captain's quarters are closed. Everyone is avoiding it. It just doesn't seem like normal behavior.
That sounds odd. Let me see if I can pick something up. And Timothy goes and sits in the sand and focuses his rangery powers on the surrounding 5 miles. Does he pick up any celestials?
Yes, you pick up exactly one, and it is, I'm comfortable saying, the single most powerful celestial you have ever sensed in your entire life.
More than the general?
Oh, yes. Kind of makes the general seem like, let's see, what's a good metaphor here? If the general is like a bonfire, this is like a sun.
Good Lord. I'm not quite sure how to ask this. I guess I'll ask out of game. We have a new item, right, that can detect the influence or presence of kind of like the color creatures.
Yep.
Who who took charge of that?
I feel like that's an Arash item. That's the
I'd be
buckler.
happy to. Yeah, cool. That'd be awesome. Especially because when I'm not in other creature form, I'm pretty vulnerable. So a little defense would be helpful.
Nice. Yeah, it's all yours.
Sweet. So, no time like the present. I'd like to use that feature and see if I can find anything else out besides what Timothy has gleaned.
You are wise to do so because you gain exactly the same information. There is something as bright as the sun that is affiliated with the colors.
Is it directional? Do we know, like, yes, that's on that ship?
Yep, it's in the captain's quarters of that ship. You are 100% confident of that. I think the sapphire shield, actually, like, it's arced, and so I think like when you do this, you place it on the ground before you, and like a small light appears that represents you in the center of this thing, and then like it almost serves as like a map outward around you up to again up to 5 miles, and so you can really like pinpoint exact location on this thing. And relative brightness as well. So,
how far away from shore is the ship now? Is it approaching shore?
Yeah, it's approaching shore. It's probably it's maybe 3 miles away.
Wow.
Anyone else feel like we should make them stay out in? Well, I was going to say harbor, but stay out in the water until we get a better sense of what's going on.
Who are they? What are they? Kalima comes up, and then shortly after, like Lyra walks in.
Well, it's Solomon and many of our comrades, but we've detected the presence of an extremely powerful being on the ship, and I'm afraid to say it seems as though they might be either in its thrall, or if not, this is just a trap.
It would take a lot to. It would. Some days. Okay, here we go. Lyra looks at you and says, it would take a lot to break Solman's will. I cannot imagine he would be in that creature's thrall, though he certainly could be his prisoner.
What if we sent a secret message to one of the prisoners and see if they respond? Someone have a way to do that?
I can send animal messenger, but it'll be heard by anyone nearby.
A rat with a little tiny ship.
Off you go.
Put a rat on a leaf. It floats.
Oh gosh. I wonder if we have a way. I'll say it in character. I wonder, do we have a way to transport Solomon off the ship? If we could just get him here, perhaps we'd be in a much better position. Although it might leave our comrades imperiled.
Get him off the ship, as in sneak him off?
Really just get him to be on shore with us before we face whatever this thing is. Because we can just go in swords blazing, but we don't really know the power of what we're dealing with. Or rather, we know that it is extremely powerful.
Is there any way that this could be the princess?
I've never heard of her being on planet. Sorry, I should have spoken up. I've never heard of her being on planet, but I don't really know. Is that something the Empire does?
We don't know.
I mean, the princess was on our planet.
True.
What if one or two of us go out to meet the ship? We could simply pretend that we're out to greet them and guide them into harbor and see what happens. If I go, I can always change to a flying or swimming creature and escape. But it seems like we kind of, that would at least give us some idea of what's afoot.
Good, I'll go with you.
I want to come.
Maybe we should all go. It's just a matter of putting all our lizard's eggs in one mud den.
Lyra looks at you and says, I will stay behind and watch for a sign to flee. Can one of you make a visible symbol that we could see from shore, if need be?
I can shoot a laser in the air.
I will have someone watch for it, and should we see it, we will flee. Straight up, though, not just a random mist going across the ocean.
All right.
Kalina looks at you. How are we getting out there?
I suppose we need to take one of our stolen ships. Unless you have any smaller, faster vessels.
Yes, Rutalum, my favorite architect. Have you finished the orcas?
Well, we have two.
Two.
That seems like the best possible way for us to have an escape route. Something small and fast that can submerge.
Of course. They'll be they're totally watertight, completely.
Brutalum?
Yes.
Well, why would you need to specify that?
Well, because that's the last step of the process, is making them watertight.
Oh, okay. And you finished that process?
Yes, we absolutely. They are completely watertight.
Uh-huh.
In case they aren't watertight, is there something we should take with us?
They're watertight. I mean, they're watertight. Do you doubt me as a mushroom?
Can I insight?
Yeah, feel free.
Are we gonna die? That's a 30.
Mm-hmm. That's a 30 on your insight check.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think the truth of the matter is that the watertight process is like a adhesive thing that you apply to the ship, and you apply it like, and like the safe and secure thing to do is to apply it like 7 times, but each time needs about a day to rest, and so they've done like 4, and so it's safe, but it's not like safe. You know, it's not the degree of redundancy that one is hoping for.
Well, what if we take one of our overland little skiffs that like flies, and then one orca?
More room that way. I'm just saying that seems like it would have more room. I know that everyone was unhappy with the size of the orca. Everyone was so cramped in there. I don't know why. They're perfectly well designed.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. And we can put the water, or we can put those of us who can hold our breath for quite a while in the untested orcas. Yes, orca.
I resent the aspersions that you cast upon my character. You two-legged flesh creature.
Fisherman. Dapper.
I said what I said. Two-legged flesh creature.
You know, this is accurate. But when I say accurate things about you, you get offended.
Accurate things. You call that accurate. I call it insulting.
Were you trying to insult me?
Yes.
Okay. Fair. You know what? I will say, your design was wonderful, and thank you for making new ones.
You're welcome.
Shall we?
All right. Who's in the orca?
Arash by him. Yeah, I think Kalima will go with you if no one else will.
The lizard folk are the ones who can hold their breath, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the other 4 of you will go in the on the skiff. Okay. Excellent. So the 6 of you make your way out to this ship. You are spotted. The skiff is certainly spotted. The orca, are you submerged, John?
Yeah.
Okay. So the skiff is certainly spotted. And like you are waved down. Oh yeah.
Here's a question. How long is the skiff? Like how large is it and how long is it?
Yeah, it's 30 feet.
Okay.
No, this is our small like speedy craft. Yeah.
Wait, I want to look something really quick. Can Celexa use the major image spell to she'd like to make make an image of the central 20 feet of the boat, like where all of us are hanging out, but with just looking exactly like it looks now, but with just one person.
So you want to make it seem like there's not all of you there.
There's only
Who's the person? Just out of curiosity.
Let's see. I guess just well, Narash, you're on the boat, right? You're on the skiff.
Yep.
then Narash is the only visible person.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you make the image, you make it so that like it's very, very clear that there's no one here but Narash. This is a single solitary skiff sailed by Narash coming out to them. Yeah, any attacks from here will be with advantage at surprise, blah blah, all those usual things. This is well done magically.
The other thing I wanted to mention to my companions is that if we, so I forget who it was, somebody mentioned wanting to try and get him off of the ship. If there's a way to like send word to him to notify him, then Celexa could potentially help to pluck him from the ship and take him onto this, bring him to us.
Well, if I can see him, I can psionically whisper.
There you go.
Speaking of which, we didn't. I don't know if I was taking notes, so I might have missed something. Is the orca going to stay submerged and hidden, as though the skiff is the only thing coming out? And if so, do we have a way of communicating?
No. Do we? That's a good question.
Timothy just has excellent common sense.
Perhaps we worked out a signal to from the skiff to come up to the surface for the orca.
There's a boulder. We're gonna drop it overboard, and if it hits you, that means come up for violence, and if it misses you, that means come up to pick some people up and give them a ride.
If you see the skiff sinking next to you, yeah.
That's fair. This is the greatest plan we've ever made.
Maybe one of us will jump into the water or something.
Okay.
That sounds good. Nova will jump into the water probably.
Yeah, probably.
It sounds statistically possible.
And that means what? Pick me up?
Got it.
Change something. Do something different.
Take action. Okay, well, here we are, I guess. Have we approached the ship?
Yeah, and the ship can see you. It can't see the rest of the people on the boat, but it can see you. And someone like leans out and like waves a white handkerchief.
Hello, you're on an Imperial ship. Announce yourselves.
We are the former prisoners of the prison complex. We have been set free and have an Imperial representative on board who would like to have discussions with some new people that have recently come to this planet and helped foment a revolution of some sort.
What is the name of this representative, and where are they from?
They did not give me their name. But they are from the Empire. They're from the Imperial planet.
How many of you are on the ship, and of what rank? Who is the highest ranked person on the ship?
Salman of the Council of Elia, the Council of Dregma, is on this ship. He is obviously our highest ranked. He's, he's the highest ranked person on the planet. Well, but all the prisoners are here.
I'm his son. Let me talk to him.
Oh, sure. Yes, of course. Salman. And you see coming to the edge of your ship, and looking down on your lower skiff, because they're high on a tall galleon type thing, and he comes over and he looks at you. He says, "Naraj,
Father, You're free. Right?
And you have returned to the planet.
I have, Father. I've brought friends to help free Dregma. But how did you escape?
I did not escape. I was set free.
Aha. Set free. So free to go and return to the Council of Dregma and rule with the council?
Why don't you come up here? Shouting down to you is hard on my age. Are you one of the revolutionaries of which I have been told, the one that killed General Kalras, the butcher?
Before I respond, I want to do an insight check to see if I can tell whether he's. I don't know if insight is the right check to tell whether he's under the influence of magic or mind control.
Yeah, I mean, insight check potentially could help, but if you want to like cast detect magic or something like that, that would also work in a case like that, obviously, and that would be.
I'm not sure detect magic is in my. It's not in my.
An insight check is the best you can do, probably.
Okay. How about another nat 20? That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. How about a nat 1? Because that'd be funny.
That's 14. A 14.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, your father is always maddeningly calm in all circumstances, and he is still maddeningly calm in all circumstances. To the degree where, like, it wouldn't surprise you if, like, he was chill while, like, being in prison, and like, sort of has this aura around him of like serenity to a certain extent. So yeah, it seems like your dad.
So Lexa is going to nudge Thea with her elbow, like, hey, you should try and talk to him and see if you can figure anything out.
Yeah. So I think I make a psionic link. Say, don't panic. I'm one of Narash's friends. But be ready.
Your mental powers are strong.
Thank you. I've worked on them quite a bit.
It is impressive.
Are you okay?
I taste free air again. Yes, I am okay.
Do you feel threatened on this boat?
No, I feel gratefulness and gratitude.
Are you protecting the one in the captain's quarters?
No. He is the one who set us free.
And you trust him?
No. But he has made oaths.
Oaths? Of what sort?
Allowing us safe passage.
Well, we're gonna make sure you get off this boat. Okay. Be ready at any moment to leave.
I believe I will get off this boat, okay.
I know you will.
I say, Father, if you don't want to shout, come down to us. Let's talk down here.
Come up, Narash. Worry not.
I've always been a warrior, Dad. You knew that about me. So I'd rather stay here and have you come down, because I'm not prepared to allow a powerful creature into our encampment.
That is why I am inviting you onto this boat that is not in your encampment.
What do you think is going to happen when I come up there?
I imagine that you and your friends will have a conversation.
Yeah. Would you check with Timothy and see what do we think about this? Do we want to go up there? I mean, if this powerful creature wanted to attack, clearly they could do so.
I think it could. Yeah. I can't talk to Timothy if I can't see him. I don't think.
Yeah, do you have line of sight restrictions? I actually don't know.
I think it's only. Let me check.
Let's find out.
Yeah. I have to be able to see them.
Perfect for choose one more. Yeah, you can see. Yeah.
It works for 1 hour.
Mhm.
I wonder if narratively, before Timothy got in the orca, could I have made
Totally
it
fair.
the link? Okay.
It also doesn't last for an hour. It lasts for however long you roll on your psionic energy dry.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, am I wrong? I forgot. We're using like a couple different versions of this. Sorry, my bad. I have it set so that it works, however long on your psionic energy dry. But if you have it set for an hour, that's fine by me too. I don't really care.
Okay.
So narratively, you make a psychic link with Timothy. Wow, that solves all our problems.
Ooh. Boom. Done.
Yeah. Nice. So you've got a psychic link with Timothy.
Timothy?
Yes.
Things are a little might be happening soon up here.
Okay.
Narash's dad really wants him to get up there on the boat.
Okay.
So yeah, be prepared.
All right. I'm ready. Fine by me. I mean, we're gonna have to come across this horrific monstrosity of a person at some point. So why not in the middle of the ocean?
Why not right now?
Yeah.
I think that Celexa at this point, she's going to try to cast. If we're within 90 feet, she's going to try to cast Vortex Warp on this guy.
On Salman?
On Salman.
Mm-hmm.
So he can. He has to make a con save, or he can choose to fail. And
yeah, so I'm just thinking for a second what he would do here. So he would feel this as like a teleportation thing, basically. It would feel like a thing pulling him in, and then he would pop out somewhere else.
Right. Well, and this is why was part of the intention, I think, of Thea talking to him, because she said like, be prepared to come down or whatever. So I think she was trying to warn him about it, but I don't know how he received that.
Yeah. I don't think he resists at all.
Okay.
So where does he pop up?
So he is right next to Narash.
He's now on the boat next to Narash.
Although, just to be fair, anybody on the boat does not see him reappear.
Yeah. So he appears inside the illusion. And now that he's inside the illusion, he can see you all here. And he looks around. And he says, oh, you're all here. That makes more sense. An illusion then.
Oh, I hug him.
Oh. Yeah. He pats you on the back a little awkwardly. Slightly less comfortable with physical affection than you. It's good to see you, Narash. Welcome back, and these are your friends, yes?
So what's the deal? Like, you're trading us for you, or?
I am not, the representative of the Empire, but he is here to speak with you.
Father, why do you think we should speak with him at all? We've been successful so far in slowly freeing the planet from under the thumb of the Empire.
Yes, you have.
Then why are you encouraging us to parley with this creature?
Because you've been successful.
But Father, this is a really, really uh, dangerous being, and you've led it right to our encampment. If it chooses to attack, things could go horribly.
It won't choose to attack. Well, it won't choose to attack first, I should say.
Hmm. What about the remaining?
At some point, Naraj, violence begets only violence unless you choose to let it lead to diplomacy.
I think Narash is really conflicted right now because, of course, he loves his dad and has been raised in his shadow and has mostly been a fairly peaceful being until now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to look over at Kalima and sort of just raise my eyebrows.
Kalima's in the Orca.
Oh, in the Orca, right? Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, I'll raise my eyebrows to the sea. What about the remaining soldiers on the ship? Are they in danger?
No, we have been freed. It is a gesture of good faith. Yes, young lady.
I just want to like look him in the eye and try to confirm if he's under mind control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, roll an insight check.
Okay. It'd be nice to confirm this. We'll see. 26?
Doesn't seem to be. Just chatting with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I will say
It's hard to read though.
Yeah.
I think Narash would have said to you as my companions that my father has always been kind of a diplomacy first, almost to the point where he was observed as an appeaser when the Empire first kind of appeared on Dregma.
Definitely true. Yeah, he's our. Not forgetting my history, but he's the. Let them have it. We're not using that part of the planet. Type person. So.
Well, if you believe it that strongly, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to meet with this creature. What do we think? And I look around to everyone.
At this point, what else are we going to do?
Can't kill us all, right?
I mean,
I don't
the
know
only
if
other option would be to sort of just hightail it back with Solomon in hand to the encampment, but I don't really know if there would be a huge advantage there.
Yeah, I think we want to avoid that guy coming to the encampment.
let's do it.
Pull up alongside the boat, and we shall get on board, as it were. Would you like to? Is this all your friends? I was told there was one more.
No, this is all of us.
Are no other friends.
Yeah,
no.
it's like some roll a deception check.
Can we assist?
Yeah, I'll assist.
That's fair. Yeah. Selects a roll of deception check at advantage. Well, 35. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I think his immediate response to that, because he knows how many of you there are, is to look at you with sadness and look around and just say, "Oh, I am so sorry for your loss."
Um, That's quite all right.
Yeah. Why don't we just go ahead and pull up to the ship?
Yes. So you pull up alongside the ship, and the ship slows, throws an anchor out. I think Timothy, you see an anchor get thrown out, so that it, literally physically slows and stops. And then the skiff pulls up next door. I think we see this like from underneath the water. We just see that image of like the galleon slows, and then the skiff pulls up next to it, and then there's a stop or a hold as you see your friends get out of the skiff and onto the large galleon.
Everything okay, Thea?
We're going up top.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll be all right.
Okay. Good luck.
So you all climb onto the deck of the ship, and a quick look around makes it 100% clear that everyone who's on this ship, with the exception of the person in the captain's quarters, is a former prisoner from the Black Folded Kiaras, the prison warden. They're all prisoners, but they've all been freed. None of them are wearing chains. Most of them show signs of, having been hungry, having been chained up. But they're all free. Solomon walks over steadily, calmly to the captain's quarters and knocks on the door.
As this is happening, I just want to take a quick look around at the freed captives and just sort of see what their demeanor is in this moment.
You actually see before Solomon walks over. Actually, why don't you roll an insight check for me, just for the fun of it?
It's an 18.
Yeah, so before Solomon starts walking to the door, all of them are like jovial, almost laughing, a little bit of like giddiness, even to a certain extent. They're all working hard and doing the thing, but like they're working hard to get home, is how they feel. But as Solomon starts to approach the door and they realize what's happening, they all sort of get like tension in the back of their necks, in their bodies. The tension that you have come to think of as fear.
Are they armed?
No. Empire's not that generous. Some of them might have some magic, but even then they'd need like a spellcasting tool to do so. And I guess like a ship is always filled with things that could be used as weapons, improvised tools of various sorts, but no, they're not directly armed. Solomon knocks on the door. The chosen few are here. And the door slowly opens with a creak. And that's where we're going to go to break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, folks. Go live good and happy lives and take care of yourself. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sagas of the Shimmering Seas. We are the Chosen Few, as always. I'd like to take a moment here at the top of the second hour to encourage you to think about your place in the world and how you relate to it. We are all situated within it. There is a state in which we are connected to things, and we cannot avoid that. Our humanity is intertwined and intertangled, and from that perspective, it is healthy and or good for you to try and support and help others who are also situated. Turns out it's really hard to be a person, and sometimes you can do things to alleviate some of that difficulty for others, and I recommend that you do. Good luck. Also, we've got another show on this channel. I know, weird, but also in addition to our Sundays at 11 a.m. show, we also have a Thursdays at 11 a.m. show. That is coming fast to a conclusion. They might even decide that they're done. They're actually debating about whether they're done or not right now. I don't know if they've ever put it in that terms, because those are weird terms to put it in. But they're boss hunting, but they're also debating, do we want to fight the last boss or the last two bosses even? Maybe we don't want to. I don't know. And so they are figuring that out right now. So we're probably approaching endgame for them. I don't know what that means, but it's very sad it's always bittersweet to say goodbye to a campaign. But nonetheless, if you're interested in what they're doing, they just had, I think, probably their coolest boss fight yet ever of all time. Probably one of the more fun fights that I've ever run, where they chose to I think they unintentionally connected themselves psionically to the bad guy so that they would feel each other's pain. And the bad guy was undead. And then they decided to drink anti-undead water. And then submerge themselves in more anti-undead water. It was quite a thing. Yeah, a lot of fun. Good game. Good stuff. So come check out them on Thursdays if you want. Only more options to do so. So back to this situation right here. What's everyone's emotional state as this door is about to open? Just out of curiosity, I want to see where everyone is. Narath, your father's right there. What's going through your mind?
I think that I'm feeling a little bit. Well, I said conflicted before, but now I'm thinking, like, is this a mistake? What are we doing? We were on a roll, fighting the Empire, and here we are about to discuss terms. It feels very strange, and yet I just have this deep sort of trust of my father's kind of how should I say, very very zen and deep trust of the way of peace, and so I'm willing to give this a shot. But yeah, I guess in a nutshell, nervous and conflicted.
Alexa.
I think Alexa feels she's cold in a way, but also maybe like or like outwardly she seems cold. She also her eyes look fine. Right now, like she looks perfectly normal. And inwardly there's a strange sense of like almost giddiness. Like something that it felt like what happened a couple of days ago was such a major shift. Yeah. And suddenly the world seems kind of full of possibilities, and she doesn't exactly feel like herself, and it kind of seems like we all might die at some point, but on this adventure, but things are happening and there's no way to stop it, and that just makes her feel like kind of oddly giddy.
Thea, what about you?
I think Thea is trying to be pretty cautious walking into this room, like trying to look around for any clues or like any exit routes kind of thing. Just really trying to stay on her toes.
Yeah. Nova.
I think Nova's thinking, oh, this is for sure a trap. There's no way like we're getting peacefully invited to discuss terms with some like ultra powerful being. So Nova's like definitely prepared to fight. Should things start turning.
Poised, perched.
Yeah.
Timothy, what about you underwater?
It's very, I think people don't realize how peaceful it is underwater, you know? And I think that's Timothy's whole thing. He never signed up to be like a freedom fighter, right? Or that he did so reluctantly for his friends. So if there's a way that they can negotiate the Empire off of this planet or something, he's full for it.
Walking out of the room, but his feet don't touch the surface of the ship. They're about 2 inches off the surface of the ship. Wings are folded on his back, and he's wearing heavy, very beautiful armor. And the person who walks out is pretty. It's hard to describe him as anything other than like pretty, except for maybe gorgeous. In sort of all those just rock standard, bog standard ways. But in a way, of course, that you all know that this is all an illusion. This is not, despite this person's physical attractiveness and beauty, it is also someone who is at core not nice, probably, at least statistically speaking. And they're blonde, his blonde locks flowing to his shoulder blades, comes through and looks at you all and smiles. Hi, Princess Allura. Thought it might be you. I have come to negotiate as an emissary of the Empire. Greetings to you all.
And you are?
An emissary of the Empire.
Do you have a name, and what is your rank in the Empire?
I have a title. I am the Queller of Darkness. Some people call me Quell.
Well, nice to meet you, Quill.
And it is a pleasure to meet you, Narash. The princess thought that the troubles on this planet were exorbitant. But when she realized that you were no longer on Isa'i, well, she wondered if perhaps this was all your doing. Tell me, though, for we are not informed, what is your interest in this particular planet?
Yeah, Narash, what's your interest here? Why are you butting in?
I look in confusion at this Quell character and look around at the sailors who are my, kinspeople and race, and I say, what is the misunderstanding? This is my home planet. It has always been ruled by the residents of the planet and the Council of Dregma.
Yes. Of course it is your planet, but How did you get the chosen few to come along with this plan?
Well, we became comrades in arms as I went on a quest of my own, and we started to understand that some of our goals were shared.
Ah, so it is for friendship that you are here. Intriguing.
I, I think it may be more fair to say that it's partly because of you that we have met and become friends.
I see. Someone fled this planet, ended up on Isaim and became your friend, and so you return the favor by attempting to free this planet. Well done. Well done indeed. Please accept my congratulations on your defeat of General Kalras, on your successful overtaking of much of the industry and value of this planet.
How does that make you feel? Were you and General Kalras friends?
No. No, I mean, we served the same higher ideal, but no, I cannot call him my friend. I am saddened by his passing as I am saddened by the loss of any life. I have been sent as emissary of the Empire to offer you terms. You value this planet so much. Keep it. The Empire shall remove all forces from here. All prisoners will be freed. All production on this citrine algae shall cease. Dregma and its moons shall return to the leadership and rulership of the Council of Dregma. This is what you want, no?
In exchange for what?
Yes. You will agree to meet with the High Princess at a formal banquet.
For what purpose?
To discuss the fate of all. You see, your actions here have been noteworthy and strong and powerful, but uninformed, misinformed even of the forces at work in the galaxy. The High Princess, wishes a chance to discuss this with you directly.
So you want to try to turn us into one of your blue winged people?
I doubt that you will be willing converts to our religion, and the process does not work with those who are not willing. So, no. I think instead the discussion is of a mutually beneficial alliance.
So if we went to the banquet, discussed the mutually beneficial alliance, and found it not to our satisfaction, we would just walk away, and Dregma would remain under its own rule. Is that true?
But of course. Unless, of course, you decide that you want Dregma to be under the Imperial rule, which sometimes people do. The Empire offers much. It is only in resistance that people suffer. That is unfortunate.
Like, geez, Nawash, clearly this is a no strings attached offer. Why do you have to be so suspicious?
Yeah, picking up the sarcasm. Does this guy remind you of Cat's Grace? Are you into him at all? Sorry, bad time to bring this up.
Can I see if this guy's telling the truth?
You're welcome to try.
Okay.
Let me just see what my everything checks are.
I'm gonna add a d10.
Feel free.
That's a 36.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he seems to be telling the truth. He's smiling. He's broadly open. He seems genuinely impressed with what you've accomplished. He is very clearly loyal to High Princess Allura. When he states her name, he states it with like reverence in his voice and a deep-seated like appreciation and care. And I don't think he cares at all one lick for the suffering that the Empire has inflicted. That was the closest thing he had to like an outright lie. He said it was unfortunate, which I think it is from his perspective. It is unfortunate that there's all this suffering, that people resist the beauty of the Empire. But beyond that, everything else seemed pretty relatively truthful. On board.
So Narash asks, where would this meeting take place?
Where else but the capital planet? The Empress herself might even deign to attend.
I think the problem, Quill, is we just have no guarantee that you will leave Dregma be once we're completely surrounded by the Imperial forces on your home planet.
You think that we would cast aside the laws of diplomacy so casually?
I mean, I haven't had a lot of evidence of the Empire's ethics in the way that our planet has been overthrown.
Even at our worst moments, we would rather talk than fight. And to assassinate, as you imply, emissaries from Dregma or Isaim, why, I think that would bring the Arcane Consortium, the GIF, maybe even the Beholder sovereignties against us. It would be inappropriate, don't you think, to assassinate emissaries? Would you do that? Would Dregma? Would Isaim? How barbaric are you and your people?
Not very barbaric, but one needs to do what one needs to do to accomplish one's goals, and we haven't seen a lot of goodwill coming from the Empire. I think that we'd like to just take a moment to converse amongst ourselves.
This is why we release every prisoner on the planet. We withdraw our forces. But yes, converse among yourselves as you see fit. And like takes one step back and just sort of sits there with arms folded in front of him, sort of smiling banally, kind of not looking at you and looking past you at the same time.
What a smug jerk. I didn't say that out loud, though. I just thought it.
I think I'm gonna do a thing here, if that's okay with everyone. Thea is already connected to Timothy. I think Thea will connect everyone so that everyone can sort of join in the conversation. Is that okay?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. Psionic communication through Thea with everyone. Timothy, you are brought up to speed on what you just heard.
So to recap, they want us to meet with the High Princess, potentially the Empress, on the capital planet to discuss an alliance. And they want to try to convince us of how great they are.
Do we need to bring the Grand Accord into this discussion at all? I mean, it feels like we're maybe just like leapfrogging past the whole kind of original goal of the Grand Accord creating some sort of resistance force against the Empire, and we're just become like we're speaking for at this point Dregma, but also seemingly like this idea of a resistance that we were going to create.
Well, we could. If there's somebody from the Grand Accord that we wanted to be included, we could probably make that happen. And additionally, it occurs to me, if we want some sense of assurance, perhaps we could insist on them sending some kind of, definitely not a hostage, of course not, because that would be rude, but emissary of their own to stay here or with the Grand Accord while we're on while we're meeting with them. Just a little bit of insurance.
Yeah, someone staying at the Grand Accord might be more safe.
Having them send an emissary to stay at the Grand Accord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they have more resources to like protect themselves if something were to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
We have those stones that connect to a couple people.
I could speak with them, with the professor. Is there anybody who we would want to join us?
What about that dragon fellow? He seemed wise in the ways of the universe and also fairly powerful.
I mean, I guess we could see. I don't know how he would feel about that, but
Are we talking about the charming dragon person? Or like his boss? I mean, just to clarify.
Oh, that's a good question. I wonder. Yeah, I don't.
I meant the moon.
I don't know if she would. I don't know if she would deign to come. But.
Oh, you meant the moon elf. Oh, okay. So we're talking about multiple dragon people.
Yes.
We've met a bunch of charming dragons.
No. We've met a bunch of dragons who thought they were charming.
One of them was. No,
Can I ask a question completely outside of the scope of this conversation, just for my curiosity's sake? I know that one of the magic items that we picked up was a sort of teleporting or transporting those shoes or boots.
Mm-hmm.
Can that move a party together, or is that an individual? Yeah,
moves a party. It's like I think it's up to 10 creatures.
But it's 8. 3 times total, right?
No, recharges.
Oh, per day?
Yep.
3 times
wow.
per day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
Jeez.
Um,
I'm just thinking, if we were to kind of like put ourselves in their like in their clutches, would we have an escape route if we needed it?
Sounds like we do.
possibly, though they might have ways of disrupting that.
Um, I think it might be wise for us to ask for like 24 hours to think on it, and then we can consult with who we need to consult with.
That works for me.
Question about the boots. Do we like if we just wanted to choose to go to the planet, a particular planet, like the home planet or like the whatever, could we just go, or do we need some kind of like way to identify it and guide ourselves there?
So it'll function a little bit like a teleport spell,
Okay.
where the more knowledge you have of a place, the less likely it will things will go wrong. So if you know it and know it well and have an object from there, then yes, you will get there no problem. If you have only heard a description, then there's a chance that things will go wrong. If you viewed it once, there's less of a chance that things will go wrong. If you're, that sort of thing. Makes sense?
Got it. So,
for example, you guys are in a position, if you want to teleport to the Grand Accord, you can just do that for free.
right.
If you want to teleport back here to Dregma, you can do that for free. If you want to teleport to somewhere that you don't know at all, but you've heard a description of once, then that will be harder.
Cool.
Could go wrong. Something may go wrong.
Maybe I'll just ask Quell, how do you propose to take us to the capital planet?
My intention was to fly you there upon my ship, but if you have your own means of transport, do not let me apply undue pressure. It is an offer only. Out of idle curiosity, how did you get to Dregma? We did not even have a ship get past our blockade.
It is curious.
Indeed. Indeed it is.
I'm going to kind of step back to the bunch and say, what if we just tell him that we'll appear on the capital planet in 2 days if we decide to take up the offer, and if we don't, they'll know the offer is refused.
We don't know for sure that we can make it there without his help.
Oh, no, but I was going to, well, that's true. That's totally true. But I was going to see if maybe he could provide us a photograph or something along those lines. An address. A celestial address with a picture. A Yelp review.
I don't think it would be a awful idea to have them fly us there. It would just take some time. I think mostly we just want some time to think on it and talk to people before we make the decision.
So let's just have him release the prisoners, and he can park his butt on this boat for a day, and we will meet him. We will meet him back here with an answer in 24 hours.
Sounds good.
It's interesting. I cannot hear your communication, but I see lines connecting each of you. Intriguing.
It's a chosen few thing.
Are you one of them now? Is that what happened?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Put my arm around Narash.
I was unaware. That's fascinating. Oh, sorry, I did not mean to interrupt. Do you have something for me, or?
Yes.
No. Alexa?
We'll have an answer for you tomorrow. In the meantime, the prisoners, which of course have been released unconditionally, will be returning to their families.
Of course.
And in 24 hours, we'll be back with our list of demands and instructions.
Of course. Please, take the ship. And without like looking or changing posture at all, the wings unfurl on the Queller of Darkness's back, and they just start flapping, and he just flies about 112 feet into the air, and then just stops and holds there. And he calls down and says, "I will await your return," and seems motionless in the air.
Power move.
All right. Well, I guess we've got to figure some shit out.
Salman comes over to Narash. Thank you for all you've done. I know that my methods were a contributing factor to our current state. And yours are what have given us this opportunity for freedom.
Yes, Father, I'm glad we seem to have regained Dregma for our people. But I don't know that this is going to last, and I don't think we can trust the Empire. And in any case, we have other people to think about than just our planet now. So I hope this peace holds, but we're going to find out.
Yes. It may even be worse than you know. But come, let us make our way back to the camp. I would love to see your mother.
Yes, she has missed you.
So I think we'll cut there and go to the camp. Let's back.
I have a new powerful 8-level spell of control weather. I thought of making it rain on Queller for for a day, but I guess I'll just let that go.
Yeah. Queller just is up there. He's like a mile or two out, so he's like a speck a little bit on the horizon. He's big. He's 12 feet tall, of course. But he's literally, but he's like a speck, not on the horizon, but like up in the air. So there's just like this black silhouetted figure, its wings outstretched out there, in the distance of any shot that's looking that direction. We just see that speck of Queller up there. Yeah, as you guys make it back to camp, I think Salman and Lyra have like a very I think it's a little bit tense as a reunion. Lyra blames Salman a little bit for the state of Dregma. And Salman is just like grateful to be with Lyra again. So it's a little bit tense. But beyond that, huge reunions all around, lots of former prisoners that are freed, lots of people that are very happy. And you find out that there are actually 4 more ships that are coming as well with freed prisoners. Yeah. What's the plan?
I think we should hop back to the Grand Accord. We could, and maybe ask Lyra if she wants to be part of that conversation. I don't know.
I think before that we should talk with the Dregma representatives and see what they want.
I mean, they're yeah, sure. Hopefully, they won't have any objection to being, having their planet returned to them.
So Lyra says to you, so my understanding is that all you have to do is agree to a meeting and they will let go of our planet?
Yeah, right. It seems pretty straightforward to me.
And did they say what would happen if you don't agree to the meeting?
No, we didn't really touch on that.
I see. And she looks at Salman and Salman says, I have no more solid information than you, but while I was imprisoned, I did hear about the raising of several planets. The Holy Armada comes in and strips them of the resources and wipes out everyone on it.
Do we think that, asking as Narash, do we think that his claim is true? That if they were to go back on their deal with us, there would be actual repercussions for the Empire from the various peoples that he named?
Salman looks at Lyra, and Lyra says, I am not an expert in galactic politics. We sent emissaries to other regions and were frequently turned down in our requests for assistance because, well, they did not want to cross the Empire, but it seems possible, but I don't know.
How does this raising take place, Father? Did you hear how they do it?
No. A small portion of the Holy Armada is what got them their foothold here on Dregma. I imagine it is cheaper to invade, or at least, or perhaps more profitable, I should say, to invade than it is to raise everything. But I don't know.
Mother, you seem to have doubts about whether we should take this meeting. Is there something you know?
No, I know nothing. I know, when a bully offers you their hand to get up and you take it, more often than not, they throw you right back in the dirt.
If we're going to go meet with them and put ourselves completely at their mercy, is there any kind of weapon that we can bring to give ourselves an advantage if this is completely a trap?
I wouldn't call it a weapon, but while in prison, I developed a new use for the citrine algae. Not for them. I would never tell them anything, of course, but I figured out something to be done with it. It wouldn't be destructive, but it might give you an edge.
Please
but
tell
it's
us.
highly toxic and dangerous, and if you use it too much, it will kill you. Although, it is quite good too.
Tell us.
Oh, sorry, I'll need time in a lab to do it, but I believe I can adjust it so that you can more or less constantly see the future, your immediate future, not just vague prophecies, but like everything that'll happen in the next 5 seconds in front of your face.
That would be a major advantage. But how quickly can you create this substance?
I'll need to finish brewing it. It's the key ingredient is the algae. I just need to have enough of the algae, and then maybe 24 hours, maybe 48. I'm not entirely certain. I should probably test it, but
Hopefully it's 24.
oh, right, we're in a rush. I forgot. Yes, I'll have it done before you leave. It may not be fully tested.
That's okay. Whoever needs to finish tests, right? Riddle
Shut up.
Well, that seems like it will give us more of an advantage than just walking in simply as we are. Meanwhile, should we reach out to the Grand Accord?
We could, or it might be simpler to just go.
That seems like a good idea.
Lear looks at you all then. I cannot thank you all enough for what you have done for this planet. I don't know what position to offer aid Dregma will be in, but if there is something that you need aid with, call on Dregma and we will answer as best we can. Yes, that goes for me as well. Obviously, I was not here witnessing your actions. I was in prison hearing rumors of them, but nonetheless, what you have accomplished is nothing short of miraculous. And I appreciate your efforts on our behalf. Narash, you did good in finding these people.
Thank you, Father.
Yes.
I'm wondering about if there is a way we can find out enough about our potential destination that we could just go there without an intermediary, I do like that idea. Perhaps there's somebody in the Grand Accord who could help fill in enough knowledge to make that possible. I don't know. My question for, well, I guess either way. Lyra, did you have anything you would want to discuss with the leaders of the Grand Accord if we are headed there now?
Oh, you're offering to bring me with you?
Well, I guess it's kind of up to Narash. I wouldn't want to create an awkward family moment, but it feels like of any of the folks who are here, you would be the one who would have the most interest and authority in having a part of those conversations.
Yes. Yes. Give me an hour to pack.
The only question is, are you able to bring your experiment with you?
Oh, my experiments. You mean Solomon says.
Solomon is the one who's working on it.
Sorry.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I need to be here, unfortunately, but that's good. Probably, I can work uninterrupted. Looks, Lyra, I long to stay with you, Lyra, of course, but perhaps this should take priority.
I'm going to give Solomon one of the vials of Earth's blood that I've got on me, just in case it helps in his research or experiments.
He looks at it. This is their weird fuel thing that they use.
Yes, Father. You might find it helps or not with your experimentation, but I think you should know about it.
Very well.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I want to ask Lyra and Solomon and perhaps Kalima.
Mm.
You know of course, I mean, of course, there are the fields or the pools of citrine algae that the Empire has taken over. Is there anyone in particular that has seemed like better protected than the others, or was there was there a pool that was taken over first, for example, or perhaps a largest one?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I think the citrine algae reclamation unit on the southern continent is the big one.
That was when we came out.
Where you guys came out. They didn't really so what the Empire did is they sort of came and they found all the sources of citrine algae and like took them from where they were and moved them to the southern continent to sort of compile all of them in one place. It's actually really screwing with the ecosystem of the planet because, you know, that's what you do when you're evil. So like it's less so that they claimed any one in particular than they claimed lots of small sources and compiled them together basically into one giant source.
What I'm wondering is there like I'm kind of assuming, or Selex is kind of assuming that there's a portal to the main Imperial planet that's feeding citrine algae to them.
That seems possible.
And I'm trying, and I don't know.
It would be in the reclamation unit, just like you guys came through.
Okay.
That would be your best bet. I'll flat out say, if such a thing exists, it's in the reclamation. It's in the citrine algae reclamation unit. It wouldn't be anywhere else on the planet.
Okay. Well, yeah, if we were able to find something like that, we could stop their access to citrine algae. We could use such a portal perhaps to go to where we wish to go visit them without them knowing, because they, even Quell said that he wasn't aware when we traveled that way. That's just an idea. I don't know. What do we want to do now? What's next?
S2E36.
Okay.
Would you like a trip home?
Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely. Who's attuning to the slippers? The boots, the ruby boots. Sorry. Definitely not ruby slippers. Wink.
My vote's Alexa.
Okay, sure. Yeah, let me just, I'm gonna make a call about, sorry, looking really quick.
What is Naj und Cook? What? Oh. Sorry.
Everything okay?
Yes, everything's fine.
Okay. I have a question for Matt.
I have an answer. Probably. Statistically speaking.
Would you allow Kumi to attune to the harmonica?
100%.
Okay, cool. Well then, since they are such a better harmonica player than Celexa is, I think it'll probably be a benefit to everybody, everybody's ears, if they take over the duties of party musician.
Sounds good.
And Celexa will she'll attune to the boots.
I've never been totally clear what the actual function of the harmonica is in terms of its magic.
It's got a spell list that can cast some spells.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's a few spells that can cast, and then also there's if you use it to cast charm spells, then it gives the target's disadvantage on that.
Oh, nice.
So just come up handy exactly once, but it was pretty clutch when it did.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so click your heels, and we'll head home.
There's no place like Isaim.
There's no place like Isa Damien. Excellent. We'll do that. So you guys make your way suddenly to the Grand Accord, appearing in a shower of ruby-colored sparkles. Pretty cool. And you find yourselves in the central chamber of the Grand Accord, and a guard sees you and squeaks in fear.
Oh.
Hi.
Oh my, wow. Hi, you're all here. My, wow. Hi. that was sorry. Words aren't hi, cool. Wow. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. How was the revolution?
Pretty
Oh,
good.
it's been chill.
Yeah.
About like most revolutions, right?
Do you want me to get Ara Lightpath, revered Ara Lightpath, or
Yes.
someone else?
Yeah, all of them. That'd be great.
All of them. All of them. Wait, you want me to get all of them? All of them. Right. I'm allowed to get all of them if it's okay. Yeah, great. Don't move.
Is that are you giving us an order?
I mean, please don't move.
We'll be
Okay.
here.
Okay. Runs out.
Nova starts wandering around.
Thea just says, forgot how good it smells here. No offense, Narash.
Yeah, Narash is already feeling like his scales are drying out and sort of like drooping a little bit.
Yeah.
Why does it feel so weird to be here?
It's like coming back to your first elementary school.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Weird.
First elementary school was the UN. The door is open and a regiment of guards comes in, holding pikes and various halberds and long weapons, and they like point them at you guys.
Oh.
Rude.
This is cute.
Roland Oathkeeper sweeps in behind them and says, "This is ridiculous, but can you prove who you are?"
Hi, I'm Nova.
Yes,
cool
I know you
sword
have the
thing.
appearance of Nova, but how do you prove that you are Nova?
Oh, you want to fight?
Not particularly.
Would you like to know some sort of subspecies of local fish? I could list them all.
Yes, please give me some sort of detailed information that only you would have. That would be useful.
Well, on my first day here, and Ara can attest to this, I caught a rainbow trout, and I commented on its scales.
That's true. Okay, and you all vouch for each other? Timothy, you vouch for everyone here?
Yes, except for no, yes.
Excellent. Guards, you can be dismissed. And they all pull up their stuff and leave the hall. And Roland and Ara walk towards you guys directly. And Roland says, I apologize for this. We had an impersonator, two of them actually come in, wreak some havoc. You're back from Dregma. How are things on? And then like suddenly you hear a slamming of a door as like you hear someone shout, I'm gonna come in and this is you stay out there. I'm gonna be in here. And Sexoli Recha just sort of like trips and stumbles into the room carrying like 17 sheets of paper that just go flying in all directions as she trips. Slexa?
Oh, hey, yeah. So, I've been meaning to call. It's been busy. Sorry. You know how it gets.
I did not appreciate how good an assistant you were. And you were an awful assistant.
I guess I deserve that. Have you had somebody worse?
Yes, and they are welcome back from Dragma. How are things?
Well, there's good news and there's bad news.
Yes, still good news, bad news, either, whichever we need. Important news. Give us important news first.
Well, the good news is that the Empire's general that was exercising control over Dregma has been defeated, and the Empire has agreed under certain conditions to free the planet to its sovereign leadership.
That seems like all good news.
Yeah,
and Ara speaks up and says, what are those conditions?
They want to chat. Oh, no, sorry. More specifically, they want us to come to a party. So, it's not, I would say, not suspicious at all.
It seems somewhat suspicious, I will admit to this. Well, it is good that all of you are well. Ara pauses, makes eye contact with Selexa's eyes, or where they would be.
Yeah, we're doing great. Couldn't be better.
Very well.
Who among the Grand Accord is the most knowledgeable about the Empire and its religion and most important its religion and primary planet and people?
Well, we have met someone in your absence. You know her daughter, Ashra, but Asha herself is incredibly knowledgeable and wise. And she would be very well informed about most things that are going on in this.
Do you think that she could be, troubled to chat with us in say the next 18 hours, ideally, not to put not to put a clock on it necessarily, but
Yes, of course. Are you up to? We've got an airship to the moon. You up for a trip?
To the moon. Lexa looks, or Kumi looks around at the rest of the party.
How long would that take?
It's about 3 hours. I've been myself a couple times now. Asha doesn't leave the moon. She has representatives down here if you are comfortable speaking with one of them, but if you want all of her knowledge, then, that seems like the place to go.
It sounds like we need to talk to her.
Yes. I would ask the questions. I would have asked the questions, but I wouldn't even have known what to ask. But sorry, quick update. Let's see. The Dragon Watch of Thothru is a new nation that has joined the Grand Accord officially now. Also, there is civil war in Prion right now. But we think that it'll be over soon in favor of the side that we believe in.
Which side is that?
Someone new, no one you would have heard of.
Okay.
But several of our she sort of make sure no one's in the room besides like you guys, but one of our teams went to Prion as a gesture of goodwill, and several people attempted to assassinate them and use them to get highly valued magical artifact, a symbol of leadership from a ancient tomb that was uncovered. They got the artifact and then did not give it to the evil emperor. So, yes, it's all going to work out, I think. We're waiting to see the fallout still. Probably or Tuesday.
How goes the collection of the remnants?
We have done incredibly well. We have exactly 2 pieces that are missing. When we are confident that they are just 2 pieces. We've spoken to diviners, but there are only 2 pieces of the crystal of our Illumina. One of them is in a magically protected fortress underground, not far from the wellspring, but it seems to have been crafted specifically to prevent people from getting it, and none of our top tier teams have been able to recover it yet. And the other piece that's missing was it wandered the world a little bit and was eventually sold and made its way into the Gava, where it was found and taken by High Princess Allura.
Well, that's both convenient and inconvenient simultaneously.
There's no way she doesn't know what she has to.
What of Celestra? I mean, I know that's far less interesting, but what happened?
Yes, Magli Black Ice has been overthrown. They're still settling everything that goes on over there, but out of game, the game went on semi-permanent hiatus, and I just can't have the world be paralyzed that long. So if we go back and do it, we'll replay and figure it out. But they were poised to eventually be successful, and so I'm going to presume that their campaign was successful.
Great.
What of that old friend, the Pirate Queen?
I don't know. And Roland speaks up and says, she has not been terrorizing our coasts lately. She has a little bit of a vendetta against an organization on the other side of the Shimmering Seas. So, good riddance, I kind of say. Not that she's not, whatever she is. That satisfy your cravings for updates from various parts of the world and various things? The Tiri Kitor, by the way, in case you didn't know, are now officially members of the Grand Accord. We're figuring out what we're going to do with that. They don't seem particularly interested in not the Tiri Kitor. Shoot, oh my god, I'm so bad at this sometimes. Whatever. I'm move on. We're expanding the Grand Accord. More alliances, more things are forming. Blah 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 blah. Also, a group of people have started making a second Grand Accord tower further to the east in the Shimmering Seas, actually located in the eastern edge of Sunera. And there's sort of talk of trying to expand so that we have more places, more centers of diplomacy and of peace dedicated to peace. Any other questions we can answer?
Yeah, I mean, we're about to head potentially to the capital planet and potentially negotiate. I mean, maybe this is a question for Asha, but potentially negotiate with the Empire. Do you have anything to put forth as we're headed to be essentially diplomats?
If you have no objection, Ara speaks up. I would go with you.
I mean, I certainly can't see how that would be a problem. Whatever the next step is feels like it will be a big one.
It seems to me like the Grand Accord, we've started expanding. We have started meeting with foreign representatives. We've been sending agents to foreign representatives and learning more about how everything in this galaxy sort of fits together. But at some point, we have to speak directly with the Empire. And given my druthers, I'd like to speak myself.
I think we should. How soon do we leave?
Well, are we going to the moon first?
Yes, I think we need to speak to Asha.
Very well. And she turns to Roland and says, I'll inform him that we need to make a trip to the moon. And she nods.
Just one more thing.
Yes?
Whatever happened to Narasha's sister?
Sorry.
Didn't she would they know? Didn't she disappear?
Yeah, she disappeared. And Sexoli Retro speaks up and says, I've been having feelers out looking for her, but we haven't heard anything yet.
I kind of have a thought about out of game about that situation, but it would be something that would come up later. Just FYI, everybody.
If we can bargain a few extra days with the Empire before our meeting, do you think it would be wise to try to get the last remnant on Isaim before we go to the meeting?
I think we should think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would they be amenable to that?
We told them that we would dictate the terms. So if we'll see what we find out when we talk to Asha, and then we can tell them the circumstances of a meeting, if any.
Yeah, I think I agree. We could just say we accept the meeting, thereby completing the terms of the freedom of Dregma, and the meeting will have to be in 3 days.
Sounds good.
Excellent. But let's head to the airship and start heading to the moon.
To the moon.
To the moon. And she leads the way to the airship quarters, where there's an airship just waiting for you to take off. And you get onto the airship, and a familiar blue dragonborn turns and looks at you all and says, "Welcome to my ship. We're off to Thothru, the larger moon of Isaim, and please make yourselves comfortable and avail yourselves. We have booze in the galley, if that is your preference, and food in the bar. I know that's ironic and weird, but it's how we happen to have things laid out. So welcome aboard my ship. Selexa, might I borrow you for a moment?"
Sure. Yeah. Yes, of course. Hi. Yeah, I've been meaning to call. I've been busy, but
Oh, of course. I would
I'm
not
glad that
expect.
you're. I'm. I honestly, I was hoping that you might be here.
Well, here I am. You hope for it, I make it happen. This is my relationship to the universe, one must admit.
I feel like I must.
Mm. I was I was we you
Mm.
are we alone? Just looking around, making sure that we're alone.
Um. I mean, yes, of course, and of course, Kumi is like perched on her shoulder.
Ah, yes, the imp. Um, you.
She selects
Mhm,
snaps her fingers, and Kumi disappears.
mhm.
Which now means that she can't see.
Can't see. Yeah. Um,
Mm.
you and I. We
Mm.
we have a mutual friend.
I see.
I haven't really talked about this much because I don't talk about it much because I'm not supposed to talk about it much. But
Mhm.
I'm in a position now where I kind of have to talk about it a little bit to you specifically.
Yes.
So please don't let anyone know that we have this mutual friend.
I see.
But anyway, our mutual friend
Mm.
uh, has someone that is I'm trying to think of the least creepy and disturbing way to say this. Aware of you.
Oh, yeah, that's hardly creepy at all.
Right, it's not so bad. You know, I'm aware of you, you're aware of me. There's a fair bit of awareness going on. And
Oh, yeah.
this friend that was aware of you was concerned um, and asked our mutual friend to get you something.
Get me something.
Yes.
Mm.
And so our mutual friend gave it to me
Mm.
to give to you.
I, I see. Oh, so that this mutual friend was looking out for my
Can't see,
looking
but
out for my well-being.
yes, he
Oh.
sees, but makes like hand. You cannot see, but like he's making hand gestures that might inform some things here. Um,
I see. Um, well, uh, how nice of him to do that.
yes, he's quite nice, but not nearly as charming as I am.
Uh, I I honestly could not imagine how that could be.
Exactly. Precisely. Well, anyway, here it is.
Mm.
And he like reaches out and grabs your arm and pulls your hand up and puts what feels like a bolt of cloth into your hand.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I'm just kind of feeling it.
Yeah, it's a cloak of some sort.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Mm.
Oh, okay. So it's like I can feel it's not just a bolt of cloth. It's like it is like a cloak that's folded or rolled in
Yes,
some way. Okay.
exactly.
Got it. Yeah. She, she sighs in relief. She's like, I'm so glad. I was terrible at sewing even when I could see. So I'm so glad that this is not just cloth.
You cannot see?
Um. Well, that's perhaps a bit of an overstatement. And um, and Kumi pops up again on her, um, on her shoulder again, and she says, you know, we can see just fine.
I'm not quite certain what to do with that. Take this gift.
Thank you. I did want to ask. We got a very rushed update of what's going on with the Grand Accord, and I wanted to ask about the new nation that I heard had formed and joined the Grand Accord.
Yes.
And I was wondering if I thought you might be the right person to ask.
Sure, yes. Well, what I don't know what your curiosity is, but the Dragon Watch Nation has actually is not new per se, but they've never really treated themselves as a political body, so they're new to the politics of the planet, as it were. But Asha is the leader of the Dragon Watch Nation and has opened formal negotiations and treaties with the Grand Accord.
This is a nation that is based on the moon.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I see. Well, that is quite timely then, that we should be visiting now.
Yes, indeed.
I'm glad. Well, thank you for the gift, and I am glad also that you'll be here with us to make this to facilitate this conversation. If truth be told, Asha, I think, intimidates me a little bit.
Go with that instinct. That's a good instinct. She is and having met many powerful and dastardly and brave and ferocious and good individuals, yeah, go with that instinct. Trust and terror. Trust and terror.
Okay, well, at least it's good to know I'm not wrong. She says, thank you, Kat. And she leans over and gives him a hug. And then silently goes and returns to the rest of the people, rest of the team.
And he says, to the moon. And that's where we're going to end today's session. Let's hand out some exp and all that good stuff. All that good exp stuff. So, Q-Boy, where is my info that I need right now? I know where things are. I put things in various places. There you go. Number 1, did you strengthen, help, or guide the Grand Accord and its allies for the better?
Yep.
Excellent. I approve.
More than once?
Towards freeing Dregma. Anyone else?
Is there a more than once on this?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're making a deal, and we also freed the prisoners.
Yeah, I agree. I'll take 2. Sounds good to me. Did you address a challenge in a creative or surprising fashion?
Well, I feel like yes, although I don't know if it actually ended up making an impact. That like Celexa was able to, we were able to find a way together between having the orca and having the boat with the illusion on it to make it appear that Narasha alone was approaching. So
I agree. I don't know if it made an impact, but I definitely agree that it was like a surprising and interesting choice. So yes, I'll definitely give you the point.
Okay. Cool.
Probably not more than once though. Oh, Nova.
Oh, well, and we're negotiating this big deal. and ask them for more time, and I don't know.
Yeah, sure. I'll give it to you. You convinced me. Did you uncover or learn anything new about your enemies? Did you find a way to weaken your enemies in a significant way?
We learned that the princess has the final piece of the shard, which I think that is a definite weakness.
And I don't know if it's a separate point, but we also learned about the raising of various planets as a potential red flag about their treachery.
Absolutely. Wow, you guys are doing well so far. Did you overcome any challenges not listed above?
Caught some fish. I'm not counting that. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Selex is dealing with not having eyes.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I totally am down for that. That seems totally appropriate.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I love it. I didn't know how you were going to deal with it, and then you solved it. That's awesome. Excellent. And then your personal guiding lights, Alexa. How are you doing?
I let's see. Yeah, I feel like she's definitely like all this stuff they're working on right now is working towards subverting the like intentions and designs of the presumably the prism, but that I think that is a point.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. Narash.
100%. I mean, it was kind of a fait accompli by the time we got to this episode, but nonetheless, we freed Dregma and learned a little bit more about the Empire along the way.
Sounds good to me. Nova.
I think that by entering that room with the big scary guy, Nova kind of threw herself into danger.
I agree. Absolutely. I don't think danger always has to necessarily mean violence. It can mean, and like violence was always on the table there. You guys can always attack someone who like that. That was absolutely on the table. So yeah, I totally agree. And Thea.
I think, yeah, even when we were apart, we were all connected and working together. I think we all work together as a team.
And last but not least, Timothy.
I mean, we are getting to be successful in saving Dregma. So I would say that is protecting innocent life.
Absolutely. Okay, well then I just have to go back and ask, did we overcome any other challenges that were not listed above?
We proved who we were.
with a callback to a fish memory? I like it. Okay. Well, guys, that makes this our first possible max point session ever.
Woo!
So we'll give you a bonus point then. Awesome. Well, that was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Go live good, beautiful, and happy lives. And don't forget to call your cat and feed your mom.